back out to Stockton, California, where I have undefeated super featherweight Manuel Jaimes, who on November 21st takes on fellow undefeated Christian Vasquez for a WBC regional title. Which title is it off the top of my head? I don't have it right in front of me.
Yeah, it's the WBC Youth World Title. So
how's everything going out there? We're about 9 days away from this fight. Talk to us, Manuel. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a hard camp up to now, double workouts pretty much every day, lots of running, lots of training. We're training hard. We're going to be ready for sure. And we're right where we want to be right now at this point in camp. So we're ready.
You're taking on 15-0-1, 14 knockouts. So between the two of you guys, 25 wins, 23 knockouts between both you guys. So on paper, it looks like someone's going down in this fight.
Oh, I mean, it looks that way, but I mean, I don't think it'll be me. I'll be ready for this one, and I'm getting the W. I'm not saying I'm gonna knock him out, but I'm gonna get the W for sure, bringing that title back to Stockton for sure.
What can you tell us about Christian Vasquez? Like I said, other than 15-0-1, he's from Guadalajara, Mexico. He's just coming off a 6-round stoppage over a fighter who was 24-2-1 in Russell Fiore. What can you tell me about him?
He's a good fighter. He's a brother of Miguel Vasquez, who's a former world champion.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, he has a fighting spirit in him. He's 15-0 for a reason, right? He has that in him, and I mean, I don't want to get into his boxing abilities and what I don't want to give nothing out, but yeah, I mean, he's a good fighter. It'll be a good show for sure.
It's very interesting. I look at his record, and 15-0-1 with 14 knockouts. He mentioned his brother's Miguel Vasquez. Miguel Vasquez is more of an awkward puncher, an awkward boxer. And his brother, it looks like he's more of a puncher. Is that safe to say?
Well, I mean, he has 14 knockouts out of 15. So I mean, it seems that way on paper. Like you said, I mean, we'll see when I get in the ring with him. I'll know right after that first round. So we'll see.
But you look beyond the last fight, and there's not much there. I mean, is he a pro? He's fighting guys 0-9, 0-8, 3-17, 0-14. Did you put much stock into those fights, or they mean something?
Well, I mean, the only fight we have on film is his last fight, so we're only going off of that. We haven't seen the other ones. And I mean, obviously somebody's building him up, somebody's taking care of him, putting him in with those guys, and then they knew maybe this last guy wasn't going to be much of a threat for him or something. So, I mean, somebody's building him up, taking care of him. He's at 15-0 for a reason, and I mean, he looked decent in his last fight. So we're just going off of that. We're gonna expect the best fighter out of him. We're not gonna, take it easy, take it light because of his other fights.
Your last two fights against Lorenzo Juarez, 5-0, third-round knockout, and then the sensational knockout over Francisco Rubio back on September 5th. That was one of those knockouts that was seen all around the internet. You kind of flattened him with a left hook. To talk about that, have you gotten some extra reach out from some different people after that knockout, after it made its way around the internet?
I mean, I gained a couple more followers on Instagram, that's for sure. I think, I got on some more people's radar, but nobody really reaching out. I mean, I think I just, put my name out there for sure with that one. And, I mean, it was a good way to do it. And hopefully we could do it again, getting this title.
Maybe they weren't reaching out. Maybe they're scared of you after seeing that. Maybe they want nothing to do with you. You recently were in camp with Ruben Villa, preparing for his fight with Emmanuel Navarrete. Xavier Martinez, who just fought a big fight as well on Showtime. What's it like being in a camp with those guys who are at the places where you're looking to get to?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I talked to Coach about. He's at that point, fighting for a world title where we want to be in a couple years. And, I think it was great for me to be there with him just to see how hard he works. He's such a hard worker. He I mean, he's running every day, sparring 10, 12 rounds. And I mean, it's just seeing his work ethic, it just motivated me to say that's what I have to do to get to that point. And we're going for a WBCU title, so hopefully in a couple years it'll be the world title. And I mean, I've seen people training for world titles, so I think I can put myself in that position in a couple years.
In that camp, I know you also work with Andy Vences, who's a 130-pound contender as well. It seems like just those three names alone, and I know you probably spar with other guys. A lot of different styles there. So, what do what do you take away from that with all these styles that you've come across? How much have you learned just being in those camps in terms of fighting, being able to fight different kind of fighters?
For sure, I feel like you got to get different looks. You can't get used to sparring the same people. You got to get different looks. You never know what's gonna happen. You never know whose name's gonna get thrown at you and say, oh, you're gonna fight this guy, and then go in there surprised, not know what to do. You got to get different looks, get all different types of styles, and it's only getting me more ready for anything that they throw at me.
Gotcha. Where do you see yourself? I know you're not looking past Christian Vasquez on November 21st, live on bestinboxing.com, globalsportstreaming.com, Fight Hub TV on YouTube, Abrams Boxing on YouTube, and some other spots as well. Where do you expect to be, hopefully, in the next, maybe 6 to 8 months?
Well, yeah, like you said, first we got to get past Christian Vasquez, get this title. And then I have no idea what type of doors this can open. I'm 10-0, only been pro 2 years, so I'm only barely learning the business of it. I don't know what type of doors this can open, what this can lead to, but I mean, hopefully it's some big things coming soon.
Did you ever think at 20 years old, you're fighting for this youth title, fighting a guy who's 15-0 with 14 knockouts, still just 20 years old? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm blessed to be in this position I am now, 10-0 at 20 years old, fighting for a WBC youth title. It's right where we want to be. I think at this point in my career, it's just setting up for that goal in a couple years, become world champion. It's one of those steps you got to take to become world champion one day.
Like I said, just by seeing a couple of your fights, it seems like you have really good power. Obviously, the last knockout notwithstanding. Have you always been a power puncher, or do you like to rely more on your boxing skills as well?
Yeah, I honestly, I never really relied on my power that much. I was always more like a conditioned fighter, just wearing my guys out, physically, and getting them tired, taking them out that way. But I mean, I have the power to take somebody out too. So I mean, it's crazy to me. I never really relied on my power. I was always just outworking them and taking them out that way.
You think, and I don't know if you're already doing this or not, but are you starting to? I mean, you're a professional boxer. I'm sure you look around to see what's going on at 130 pounds. Are there a couple names in your head say, I may be a couple fights away from this guy or that guy?
Not right now. I don't think so. I mean, like I said, I'm just trying to get past this fight, and then whatever doors open up, whoever, whatever names get thrown at us, hopefully we'll be ready, and hopefully it's, some big things coming. And so yeah.
You're coming up with several other solid prospects under Toscano Promotions. What's that like? You guys are all kind of growing together. Is that a good thing to be able to, kind of be in the same spot with 2, 3, 4 other fighters? You're all fighting on the same cards together. You're all, growing almost at the same pace together. Is that a good thing that you can, not only your teammates and your trainers and whatnot, but you also have some other fighters that you can kind of bounce some stuff off of?
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's great. Toscano, they're starting out. I mean, I pretty much debuted when they debuted. They had their first show. It was my first fight. And so to be at this point with them right now, it's amazing. And I really appreciate them for helping me out, and the other fighters too, like Wade Jones, Carl Alvarado from Mexico. Those guys, I know those guys. I sparred them, and it's great to have those guys to be able to work with. Like we get work with them whenever we need to, and it's I feel like it's pretty great to see us all growing at the same time. I'm cool with all of them, so it's pretty cool to see us all growing together, like with Toscano also.
You've had 6 fights. This will be your 7th fight in Mexico. You've fought 4 times in the Stockton and Sacramento area. What's it like to go down there to Tijuana? Has this experience kind of helped you for future fights where you may not be able to fight in the comfortable surroundings?
Yeah, I mean, I feel I've gotten used to fighting down in Tijuana. Like you said, I've had most of my fights down there, and so at first, yeah, it was a little more tiring. But the traveling, the flights, cutting weight down there and all that, it's a little more tiring than when I did it up here. But yeah, for sure, I think it's definitely helped. One day we might not, have a choosing where I fight. Like now, pretty much we can't fight here in Stockton. COVID and all that, so. So just having that experience of traveling, cutting weight, I think it'll definitely help me for the future.
I guess you look forward to that day to where you can, fight again at home, be able to sleep in your bed before a fight.
For sure, that was the best, man. You just waking up, going down the street to the weigh-ins, down the street to the venue is that was for sure my favorite.
Eat family home cooking and everything.
Exactly. Right after we come home, they have food. Family comes over. That was real. That was great experience for sure. Can't wait to do that again.
Well, hopefully that will happen real soon. What do you want to say to the fans in closing before we let you go? And we see you fight Christian Vasquez on Saturday night, November 21st, live on bestinboxing.com, globalsportstreaming.com, Fight Hub on YouTube, Abrams Boxing on YouTube.
It'll be a great fight. I expect nothing less than, I have no idea, but it'll be a great fight. 2 undefeated fighters. We're both going for that title. Nobody wants to lose. It'll be a great fight. You don't want to miss it for sure.
There you have it. Well, we thank you for a few minutes of your time, and we look forward to seeing you on Saturday night, November 21st.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.